Hello friends, and welcome to my second video where I'm gonna paint with jelly gouache. So this paint with me number 2 is gonna be the same as the first one. I'm gonna use a strip that I made for Instagram with these two characters, and we're gonna see how I'm gonna figure it out. To be honest, I'm not so happy with the result, but let's roll and see. I used the drawing that I made for Instagram, and I used my iPad Pro directly as a light table, and then at the end I added some details just by copying it. It was easier. Okay, we don't see anything, but I used this blue pencil that you can erase so to make the outlines. And now I open my jelly gouache paint and I'm gonna just put all my stuff on the table. So I start with the blue, purple, bluish, the color of Simo, the alien character. And to be honest, it was quite random. I don't even know if I should start with darker colors or brighter or lighter colors. I think I did it quite randomly, just by feeling whatever I wanted to paint first. So this is something I'm going to look into also. I think I'm going to do more little exercises where I'm just going to paint and mix colors together to see if I can find a way to really paint that makes sense. I'm trying to match the original color that I made for him, so I think I kind of nailed it, and that's cool. I think I'm using one purple and one shade of blue that I'm mixing together with a little bit of white. Then, since I had blue paint already on the brush, I started to make the window, thinking that the window should be kind of bluish, but I didn't plan the colors ahead. I just went with the flow, and somehow it made me do it slower. And also, I was not really sure of what I was doing. I have no idea why I switched to yellow for the background. um, I don't know. So this is something I kind of learned by doing this painting, is that I should prepare it more beforehand. Maybe swatch some colors, maybe take the time to have more fun with the colors on their own without the drawing itself. And I think this might be the next step. I'm just gonna sit down and paint random stuff or shapes, something, just so I can use colors without the pressure of making it look like something coherent. But yeah, so I still have a lot to learn, I think. That's what I realized. And I made a lot of mistakes. I wasn't really good with, you know, waiting for the paint to dry before I started using a paint that would go right next to this surface, and kind of, yeah, I'm not happy with the colors. I'm looking at the images and I think that why did I use this orange brownish color there? It doesn't make any sense. It's a bubble tea shop and I've never seen one like this, so I have no idea. I think in my head I just wanted something to pop, you know, like a very bright color, so I put yellow, but it's kind of silly. So anyways, it's not my favorite painting so far. Um, you see here I put too much water for the shoes, and it was just a very small detail, but I put so much water in it that it will never dry. So that's stupid. Um, I like the fact that I used this very diluted green for Simo's outfit. Then I can just play with the water or by adding more color to it, more pigment. I think I should paint every day, which I'm not doing right now. I'm mostly drawing still on my iPad, for example. But if I really want to get better, I should find a way to paint every day, even if it's for like 30 minutes. So that could be a good challenge because I'm not gonna make like here you see it in fast forward, but I how long did I take to make the whole thing? I think it took me almost 2 hours, and I didn't expect that. I thought I would be done in 1 hour. But yeah, like you have to wait for it to dry, you have to think about the stuff, then you change the water. I mean, with all the stuff and putting the lights together. So I don't know the painting itself, I don't know how long it took, but longer than I thought, for sure. Also, I'm used to drawing, and drawing is not really the same. I mean, it can take forever, but somehow I can say in advance that okay, this is gonna take me a while, etc. As for here, I thought I would do it in 1 hour, and then it took me at least double time. Even though I don't think I'm the best at painting, and I'm really far from the goal that I have, I love the fact that I'm learning something. I'm trying my best to, keep this challenge. And making videos, I really enjoy that. To be honest, it's also it could be my favorite part from this challenge. I really love these characters, and I'm happy to give them more light and colors. So now it's the beginning of February. I don't know about you, but I feel exhausted, and since this winter is very slow and depressing somehow, I think giving myself this little challenge really helps because I have these goals that I can achieve, that I can attain, and it's not so far away in time. If I make one painting and then one video, I'm super happy. It's something I can say I made, and it's out there. So I don't know if you have any goals that you put. I mean, it's not a resolution. Don't get me wrong. I don't do this New Year's resolution thing. Sorry, but to help me be more productive and be more creatively active, let's say, this challenge is really helpful. So I'm glad I'm sticking to it. Actually, I wish I could paint more and do it more, but as I said, I'm quite tired at the moment. Also, I watched a few TV shows, and I don't know if you're into And Just Like That, the spin-off from Sex and the City. It's an awful show. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Sex and the City, but I like trash TV and series or just something that's entertaining. So I'm always someone who's gonna watch this kind of stuff. So I watched it, and oh my god, it's so bad that it became the best thing ever, because then I go on YouTube, I listen to people rant about how bad this is and explain why this is so bad, and it's so funny. That makes it worth watching it. So if you don't know what to watch, or if you want to watch something that's gonna make you cringe so hard, please go watch And Just Like That. It's awful, and they have only 10 episodes. Now it's over, finally. Every week I was dreading this moment where I was gonna watch the next episode, because I was like, is it gonna be worse? They're trying so hard to be woke and to use all this kind of modern things that they lacked of in the Sex and the City show. But to be honest, it's a shit show. It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. Most of the time, I'm like, why did they do this? Who's this character? Like, they don't even feel or sound like who they were in the original show. So it was really funny to watch that. And and every time you finish the episode, you feel like, what? You don't remember anything. I mean, it's so empty. It's so empty. I watched it, and then I just wanted to end so I could move on and do something else. So you can say, but why did I watch this shit? Well, that's a very good question, and I have no answer to that. I think I want to suffer. I guess that's my thing. But thankfully, there are other shows. And this one, I mean, I think they're gonna film a season 2. Nobody needs that. Just so you know, I also watched Emily in Paris, so you know that kind of shows. I watched them. I don't, yeah, I don't like them, but I still watch them. Also because it's so bad that sometimes you just want to see how bad they can make something. I mean, those big productions with this big money and all these people around, and they can make something so bad. I'm really shocked when I see that. Really. The plot holes, like everything is fucked up, and it sounds fake when they speak, and everything is shit. Anyway, sorry for this rant. I just thought about it some randomly, so I wanted to share my thoughts with you. And now back to the painting. So as you can see, I'm almost done here. Just adding some details. And the good thing is that when the paint is dry, you can add light colors on top of darker colors and vice versa. So this is really nice. The result is not the best. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I could have done it that way or this way. Anyway, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to enjoy the process. And hopefully, after 20 paintings or so, I'll get better. And now that it's dry, it's almost dry, let's say, I'm gonna use some pencils, colored pencils, to make the outlines and some details. But I realized that I used random pencils instead of these Caran d'Ache Pablo that I used last time, which are quite soft and very bright colors. Yeah, I should have stuck to the first ones, because the other pencils that I used, they were quite random. They had very different um, texture, let's say. So I think that if I really enjoy this process and this painting and drawing on the painting, etc., I might invest in some real pencils, because here I think I didn't have enough colors also. I had most of the colors that I needed, but I think that if I had more, I could have played more with the shades. And then I just used the black pencil to outline most of the stuff, because I realized that that's what worked best. You see this color, for example, I mean this pencil, not so good. Then I tried to add some shades. Yeah, I think I want to do that more also, more often. To use the pencils also not only to do the outlines, but to add more details, to color a bit, to add some shades, to play with. And I finish with the writing. Okay, so now we're done with the painting, and to be honest, I'm not really satisfied. I think I didn't really like the colors that I used, this yellow, brown thing. I have no idea. It's supposed to be a bubble tea shop, but I mean, I've never seen a shop that looks like that inside. So I think it was a bit off, and I kind of know why. It's because I didn't try to make a mock-up before using the paint, so I see the difference. The first one I was happy with the colors because I mean it was really easy also, but this one I didn't do that, and now I see the difference. So I'm gonna try to be more detailed before I actually start painting, and it helps. So then I just focus on how to mix the colors and how to use the jelly gouache, and not really about what color am I gonna use here. And then, of course, if I want to improvise, well, I can do whatever I want. But the goal is that I start with something that I already thought about. So let's see. I mean, I'm still gonna make about, I think, about 20 paintings. So let's see how it's gonna go. I hope that you enjoyed this little paint with me slash chit chat video, and if you have any comments or any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to read them. And of course, if you want to join me on Patreon, that's where I'm posting most of the stuff. I'm not acting. And I post my podcast also on Patreon every month, and I post some wallpapers for people who support my work, etc., etc. My goal here is to grow the community, so you can also give me your feedback, and you can see behind the scenes because I'm working on my comic book at the moment. So I hope I'll see you there, and if not on Patreon, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!